pals, it's Strawberry Witch back again with another art journaling video, and today we are doing Senja and Xavius. This is our first couple spread, and we're doing Xavius, who is from the last spread, and Senja, who is new. Yeah, we're doing a couple page. This is very exciting. There's gonna be quite a few couple pages going into this. Quite a few, but this is our first one. Senja and Xavius, which are honestly two of my personal favorites. Xavius is a half-elf. He's 28 years old. He stands at 5'10", and his birthday is January 15th. He is a Capricorn king. He is a barista at the Lavender Dreams. If you watched the last art journaling video, you'd know that. And he's also accountant for Sylvia. She runs an interior design business called Starlit Designs. And he's like basically a half secretary, I guess, for his friend Lee, who is a freelance accountant. So he's got a couple of jobs, actually. He's also occasionally a model. He models as well. He used to be a dancer at the ballet studio. He was for 9 years. But he broke his ankle. And at this point, he is unsure if he's going to go back when he's able to, but currently right now he's interested in different types of dance, like pole dancing and ice skating. Currently he will not be able to ice skate probably anytime in the near future, but that is something he's interested in because an ice skating rink did just open up. He came from unfortunate circumstances of like neglectful parents, but when he was 18 he got help from his friend Lee financially, and it really turned his life around. So at this point, besides the bullies and his broken ankle, Xavius' life has been pretty good. Pretty good. Like, I mean, if you asked him, he would say that. He doesn't have much to complain about. Then we have Senja, who is a bee fairy. He's like 32, 33. His birthday just passed in June, so I think he's technically, did I say 23? 32, 33. So I think he's 33 now. He's 6'11". Whoa! He's 6'1". And his birthday is on July 16th. He's a Cancer. Very cute. Their birthday is 15 and 16. I just noticed that. Senja works a lot of jobs. He has a problem with worrying about money, so he works several jobs. But ones of note are he is a barista at the local bubble tea store. He also works as a painter for Sylvia's Starlit Designs. And soon, because Xavius volunteered him for this, he will be the kind of like sketch artist, the model artist for Xavius. So like when Xavius walks down the runway, he will draw Xavius in those outfits. Xavius totally volunteered him for that. Senja has a hard time admitting that he's good at things, and Xavius was like, "You're good enough to do this." And Senja was like, "No," like he does. So Xavius is like, "You should just try it," and volunteered him for it, and we'll see how that goes in the future. Senja has had a really rough life, especially the last 10 plus recent years. But recently he said that things are finally starting to look up, especially with how him and Xavius are dating now and making more serious moves in their relationship, because they just started dating this year. Xavius and Senja are like the perfect example of the couple archetype, I will find you and love you in every lifetime. If there was one couple I had to choose out of all of them who were literally made for one another, who are actual soulmates, it's Senja and Xavius. They've known each other for 5 years, and it's painfully obvious that they've liked each other for a very long time. I mean, and I know since Xavius is my character, I know from Xavius' perspective, he has liked Senja since the first day they hung out. Yeah, and that started because they both went to the same dance studio, the same ballet studio. And Senja had wanted to paint Xavius for a while, but he never got the courage to ask. So one day he just blurted out / screamed in the locker room, "I think you're really beautiful. Can I paint you, please?" It was quite hilarious. And Xavius just thought it was really fucking cute. He was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, of course." And so They hung out that time, and it was wraps. It was wraps from there. Xavius really thought that Senja just blushing and looking like a deer in headlights. He was like, this is so cute. And then when they went on their hangout, Senja would barely make eye contact with Xavius. Like, would barely make, was only painting. And every time Senja asked, or Xavius asked Senja a question, Senja looked like he had just been shot. Like, it was so funny. It was like, oh, I'm being spoken to. Yeah, well, what? Because Xavius was like, I'm trying to get to know you, you know? And it was just, it was very cute. Xavius thought it was the most adorable thing ever. And so Xavius kept asking to hang out with him after that, and then, you know, they became friends from there. It evolved from there. It was very sweet. And since then, you know, Senja has always been there to secretly fend off Xavius' bullies, which I talked about in the Lavender Dreams episode a little bit. And Xavius didn't know it, but his friendship was helping Senja at the time through a really abusive relationship. Xavius didn't know Senja was going through this, but Senja has said that just having Xavius around during that time really kept him going, which is heartbreaking, but also very sweet. They are always there to give each other, like, comfort, love, support, and make one another smile, you know, and what more could you want? They're the kind of couple that makes you gag because they're so sweet and cute and what, you know? Senja would literally do anything for Xavius and vice versa. Oh, and I can't forget, Xavius' favorite animal are bees. So Senja was literally meant to be with Xavius. Haha, meant to be, get it? Like, they have everything bee related in their, like, anything bee related, everything bee related. Xavius wants it, and Senja just goes along with it. Because I think Senja's favorite animal is like hummingbirds. Which, to be fair, Xavius has given him a lot of hummingbird stuff, but Xavius does love bees. Like, it's so sickeningly sweet. Xavius put flower boxes on his balcony directly next to the couch he has out there so he can take naps next to Senja when Senja is sleeping on a flower in his bee form. Or, like, he just loves Senja's bee form so much he will just stare at him, hold him in his little palms, or watch him take a fat nap on a flower and he just stares at him. He's just like, wow, he's so cute. I love him. It's gross. It's gross. It's very sticky, gooey, honey gross. And they started dating, ironically, on Sylvia's birthday, April 16th. It was honestly looking like they'd never get together because Xavius kept thinking Senja was friend-zoning him, and Sen is the biggest bundle of anxiety you'll ever meet. So he thought Zay was going to reject him despite everyone around them saying how obvious it was they loved one another. But of course, when that fateful question was finally asked, Xavier said something along the lines of, I've been waiting 5 years to hear those words, and then he kissed Senja, so it was very sweet, very cute. Senja took them out on a really cute date, too. Currently, in their relationship, they're working through Senja's past relationship trauma, as Senja has a lot of confidence issues and worries a lot about being a burden or a bother to Xavier's. It's difficult, but they're getting to a place where they work together and actually start making positive changes. Xavius especially is doing his best to navigate everything carefully. He's being aware of Senja's feelings, but also trying to make sure that Sen doesn't remain stagnant. Zay knows this trauma is serious and he doesn't expect leaps and bounds overnight, but he wholeheartedly loves Senja and he wants Senja to be the happiest and best version of himself he can be, no matter how long that takes. But they're also currently making good positive moves. They're currently looking for a townhouse to move into together and decorate. And at New Year's, Senja is going to invite his moms that he hasn't seen in 10 to 15 years, I think, for the holidays, and to meet Xavius. Xavius is super fucking nervous, but he's also very honored and excited to meet Senja's parents. Senja is simply nervous. They're so cute together, though. And I haven't talked about this spread at all because I just really wanted to spend this time talking about the couple so you could love them as much as I do, but I crocheted these little bees. Y'all... I feel like I get more and more extra with the spreads that I do. But I crocheted these little flat bees. And I hot glued them to these yellow pieces of ribbon. and I put them on this fucking page. I sure did. This thing will not close now. I had to get my own ribbon to close this fucking journal. And I put some baby's breath, a bunch of flower stickers together, a bunch of flower stickers. And obviously their color palette is like, Xavius' favorite color is baby blue, so their color palette is yellow, baby blue, pink, and that's what I went for. And honestly, I love this page. This spread is a pastel dream. The pastel dream. And the quote I used was, "My soul was made to love yours," because I talked about them being soulmates. I genuinely believe that. So this is how it turned out. It's pretty fucking dope, I must say. It's very extra, for sure. Extremely extra. But that's me in a nutshell. I love being extra, and these two are so precious and wonderful, and they deserve to have a beautiful spread. So I'm really, really happy that this came out so well. I love these two very, very much. They are very special to me, but that is all. I hope you enjoyed learning about Senja and Xavius, and I will see you in the next art video. My sweet dears, please take care of yourself. Look at how this thing doesn't close at all. And I will see you next time. Goodbye, my dears.